Good morning, fourth grade. Okay, we are going to do a Nearpod lesson today. So go ahead and put in the student join code in your Nearpod. I'll give you a minute. When you're there, we will start as soon as I see everybody has joined. Alrighty. If you haven't joined, the code is right up here at the corner for you to join at any time. All right, we are going to start with a collaboration board. So what I want you to do is, the question is, the sentence stem is, when I am reading, I am thinking about. So the question really is, while a reader is reading, what should be going on in their mind? So use the sentence stem. When I am reading, I am thinking about. All right, let's see. So today we are going to be talking about session 15 for Lucy Calkins, okay? And so it's called Envisionment, seeing and hearing inside the text. Our teach point for today is, today I want to teach you that to read well, to read intensely, we've been talking about that intense reader, we're super focused. Readers can't just read with their eyes. That you can't just read the words. You have to understand what the words are saying. Readers use everything, the images, the mood, the sounds, to make movies in their heads. And that's what we're going to be talking about, that movie that should be going on in your head every single time you pick up a book. So our learning objectives for today is that your learning intention is, I will visualize about what the text is telling me while reading our mentor text. Our mentor text is The Tiger Rising. That's what we're going to be focusing on today. Now, you know you are successful if. I am successful if I can visualize the text, making pictures in my head while reading. The second success criteria is, I am successful if I can illustrate my visualization from our mentor text. And number 3 is, I am successful if I can verbalize my reasoning for the pictures in my head by saying, I visualize blank while reading blank because blank. Okay, so we're going to be definitely practicing visualizing in our head. You're going to show me that you can do this by making a comic strip today, which is the illustration part. It's success criteria number 2. And then on your comic strip, you will be writing what you are visualizing, which is using that sentence stem for success criteria number 3. Okay? But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Let's get into our lesson. Okay. This device only. Okay, so we're going to listen to a song. And what I want you to do while you're listening is you're going to close your eyes, and I want you to just listen. Just let your brain go, and I want you to just listen to the words. We're not going to listen to the whole song. We're just going to listen to a bit of it, okay?
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue. Like him, inside and outside. Blue his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette. And everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around. Cause he ain't got nobody to listen. I'm blue, I've been beat, I've been died, 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 I've been beat, I've been died. I'm blue, I've been beat, I've been died, 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 I've been beat, I've been died. I have a blue house with a blue window. Blue is the color of all that I wear. Blue are the streets and all the trees are blue. I have a girlfriend and she is so blue. Blue are the people here that walk around. Blue like my Corvette, it's standing outside. Blue are the words I say and what I think. Blue are the feelings that live inside me. I'm blue, I'll be died. 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 I'll be died.
We're going to stop right there. For this activity, you are going to draw what you saw in your head while you were listening to that song. Make sure that you're adding details, colors to your picture, okay? You're going to have 3 minutes. All right, I see a lot of you posted things about the color blue. There's a blue house, there's a blue person. So while you were visualizing, did you see the color blue? What made you see the color blue? All right. So while you read intensely, remember intensely, we talked about that word, that's focus. You not only listen, you also picture, okay? So we're going to be practicing that skill today by imagining while we are sitting, listening to our read aloud, we're in the movie theater. And now the movie theater isn't our classroom, it's in your head. Okay, so making sure that you're pretending that you're in that movie theater, sitting back with your popcorn, or sitting at home watching TV in your movie, and you are listening to what's being read, but you're also seeing it in your head. Now, the question is, how will making movies in your head make you a better reader? I just kind of want to talk about it. This is a short answer question. I want you to type, or you can videotape your answer, okay? I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do this. How will making a movie in your head really make you a better reader? It helps you focus more on the details, okay? It helps you see what is actually happening in the story so you can connect to real life, okay? All wonderful connections. So now we're going to move on to our activity today. I'm super duper excited about this and to see what you guys come up with. So you guys are going to be creating a comic strip. Okay, so we're going to go over the instructions and then the goal, and then we'll go over how we're going to do this. So you are going to find your blank comic strip. Everybody has it in their reading folder, and we're going to reread chapter 2 as a class, and I have it printed for everybody so that they can reread it as well. And we're going to reread the Tiger Rising chapter 2. And then we're going to create what you see in your head or visualize on your comic strip. You are required to add details and color. You must include at least 6 different pictures as if it was a movie. For example, 1 picture in each comic strip book, like little box. Now, the goal of this is to practice visualizing what the text is telling me and to help me recognize the important details within the text. Okay, so that's our success criteria number 2 and 3. We can visualize it, and you're going to show me that you can do that by actually drawing. And then success criteria number 3 was I can then tell about it. In this case, we're going to be writing what the picture shows so that I know what your drawing is about. And that is explaining the important details from the text, okay? So I have provided a rubric for you, okay? So the comic strip completed created work, okay? So you were going to get a 4 if you accurately recreated 6 different scenes from the Tiger Rising chapters 2 through 3. The student used color and details from the text, okay? Now the next one is your fiction teak, okay? So you're going to get a 4 if students successfully pulled details from what they read from the class read aloud and supported what they saw in their mind with evidence from the book in their comic strip, okay? So providing that evidence. How do you know what you saw was really in the book? And then our next teak is our summarizing teak, and you're going to get a 4 if student was able to correctly summarize the events of the book and all of the events in the comic strip were correctly in chronological order. Remember, we've already talked about chronological order. That is the first, then next, finally. It goes in order of how you read it, okay? You cannot be jumping around pictures, okay? That is not a correct summary. All right. So, this is an example. This is not from the Tiger Rising. This is from a student who did a science book. And you can see that they have 6 pictures. Okay, they've added details. They've added colors. They've labeled things. Okay, they have a face. Okay, they have clothes. They saw what that character should look like. And then at the top, they explained what was going on in that picture. Okay, now these are really nice drawings, and this is really nice handwriting. But I need you to remember that Miss Armstrong is not an artist either, and I don't expect all of my students to be artists either. So I just want you to draw your best, okay? I want you to use the best details you can, okay? If you are not successful with drawing, that's okay. I want you to try your best. That's what I'm going to be looking for. I'm not going to critique your drawing skills and abilities. I'm going to see, did you put effort into it, okay? And can I kind of understand what's happening in your picture? I have to be able to understand it at least, okay? And if I can't quite understand it, at least you should be writing what I should be understanding and explaining in detail, showing evidence of what's in your picture from the book. So, before we get on to this, I want to show you your Lexia. Okay, so, or not Lexia, in Schoology. Okay, we're going to go to the reading course because Miss Armstrong teaches reading. And I want to remind you of our expectations. Okay, to be a problem solver, we need to find a spot with minimal distractions and noises. This is a very important project as for a grade. I want you to be focused. Okay, if you have questions, you need to ask them. Give a signal if you would like to speak. Okay. Now, to be respectful, we're going to speak one at a time. We're going to be on time, and we're going to follow school dress code, all of that. Integrity. We are going to follow our instructions, making sure you're looking at that rubric. Okay. I need you to also stay on topic for this assignment. Okay. You have 1 day to do it, so I need you to focus. Dedication. Be actively engaged in the lesson and or activity. Okay. So you have to be focused enough, and you have to be engaged in it. All right. Block out all distractions. Get your work done. Empathy, making sure that we're using kind words and actions for others if we're sharing our crayons or things like that. And then we also need to listen to others. So if somebody is asking if they can borrow something, making sure you're listening to what they need. All right, so remember, for this week, we are in the first 9 weeks folder. We are in week 2. Today is Friday, so we're going to go to the Friday folder. And you're going to click on the assignment that says Envisionment comic strip activity. It's a folder here, so you have 2 things in this folder, okay? So the first thing you have in this folder is the Tiger Rising chapters, okay? So that you can reread all of the pages, all right? So look, I've provided the whole chapter for you to read, and remember, you just have to click present on the Google slide, and they make it bigger so that you can read the text a little bit better, okay? Then if you click the next button, it has all the instructions that I have already gone over, okay? This was all in our Nearpod right there, okay? And then your rubric is right here as well, and your example is right here. And then if you, for some reason, lost your comic strip paper that I have given you, here's another one so that you can print it off, or I can give you an extra one if you need it, but it's there for you to access if you need to. All right, let's go to our Nearpod one more time, okay? I want you to tell me, how are you feeling about starting on your comic strip activity? Tell me your thoughts and feelings. Are you ready to start? Let's get started right away. I need a few more minutes to think. I have questions, or I do not understand. Or what's the comic strip activity? Tell me how you're feeling. All right, I see a lot of people are ready to get started. Okay, I have a few people that have questions. Okay, we just have a few people that need time to think. Okay, that's great. If you are somebody who is ready to get started, go ahead and get started. If you're somebody who needs a couple minutes to think, go ahead and just look at the instructions, take your time to process and think it through. If you're somebody who has questions, please come see me at my small group table and we can go over it one more time for you so that you're not confused anymore. All right, thank you guys. Go ahead and get started on your activity.